the tallest building in the world, the tallest hotel in the world, one of the biggest malls in the world.
الانتقال إلى الترام من محطة مترو شوق العقارية. The next station is
Let's talk about one of the most asked questions about anyone who's looking to visit or move to Dubai. So when it comes to dressing, you can pretty much wear anything you want when you are in Dubai, because this city is like, I think, over 80% expats, and pretty much everyone just dresses the way they feel like, and in a way which is also appropriate. It's not like people are wearing bikinis in malls, no, but you are pretty much just dressing how you would normally dress in your country. But a don't, which is really worth to mention, is when you're going to like official places, the weather. Dubai, as most people know, is quite a hot country, but what people don't know is we also get winters here, which is also a good time to visit, especially if you're coming from like African countries or any area which is quite hot. It's a relief to come around maybe the period from November to March. It's just on another level. It's one of the safest countries in the world. It's not the top 3, but it's really up there. I take walks like at odd hours, like early in the morning. The laws and regulations in Dubai, they're really quite strict, and this is how they've been able, to maintain a very safe area. So stuff like jaywalking or showing public affection, things like drinking while walking, it's a no, it's a complete don't. So while we're at the same topic, let's talk about alcohol. There is alcohol in Dubai, and there's several ways of getting alcohol. You could get your alcohol in the duty free when you land here. You could get it in bars. There's a lot of bars in Dubai. And the third way it could be, you could get it at like, stores. There are stores which are just hidden, and they're specifically for alcohol, but you'd need your passport if you're someone just visiting. And if you're someone staying here, you need to get a license. Transport. The public transport here in Dubai is really, really good. They have like a metro line which runs from one end of Dubai to the other. And the metro really it connects to all the important areas. It connects to the biggest malls. It connects to like the financial center, the business places. But in the instance that you are going somewhere further, there's a lot of buses, and they are always on time. 1 minute maybe off, and you can also use a taxi. And if we are still on the topic of transport, if you're looking to drive here, if you're coming from like the European countries or the States, Australia, you can pretty much, transfer your license if you're moving here like permanently to work or to set up a business. They have a system that you can transfer your license. I think you just need to take an eye test or something. But if you're coming like from most African countries, then you need to go through the whole process to get a license, which is quite gruesome, and it's a very long one and an expensive one. It will take about 3 months, give or take, and you use about 2,000 USD, also give or take, considering how many times you fail, whether you get it on your first try or not. And driving in Dubai is hectic. It's so hectic. One, there's so much construction in Dubai. So, I mean, you could visit a place in 1 week, and the next week you go back to the same place. You see there's a new building, there's a new road. So you really need to be best friends with your Google Maps. because there's a lot of switching of lanes, changing at the forks. You move to your right, to your left constantly. So it's quite a sport. You really, really need to be concentrating to drive here. Fuel is really affordable here. And the cars are also affordable here. It's the getting the license part which could be quite hectic. I've had people asking, does one need to learn Arabic? And the answer is no. Everyone here speaks English. You can just go about very easily. If you're getting lost, you can ask anyone and they'll be able to point you in the right direction. There's Wi-Fi everywhere, from the metro stations, the malls, so you can always quickly connect and check. And when it comes to that as well, you need to know that there are no voice calls here. You can't use WhatsApp calls, you can't do WhatsApp videos, you can't do FaceTime, you can't do Skype unless you have VPN. Getting a visa, depends with your country, but generally for everyone, it's it's quite easy to get a visa for Dubai. I mean, be it which country you're coming from. For some countries, it's like visa on arrival, and for some, you need to get the visa before you come, but it's pretty much a very simple process, and it's really affordable. And also when it comes up to business setup also in Dubai, it's really, really quite, compared to other countries, setting up a business in Dubai is very possible. Once you have done your research and, you are doing everything right and you're following the laws, you pretty much be set up in a very short space of time. And because of the growth of the city, there's just so much potential. It's still growing, and it's probably one of the cities to be in the next 10 years. So just a rundown of some of the reasons why a lot of content creators have been coming here, and a lot of, business people, a lot of people who are looking to get employed here. As you all know, there's no tax on the income, so that's really good. The amount which is stated on your contract, you get it in your bank account as is, but there is VAT, so that's one thing to note as well. When it comes to the cost of living, Dubai is really a very expensive city, but also considering on how you spend, your quality of life, the number of dependents, that will also vary. But one of the most expensive things in Dubai is the accommodation. The accommodation is crazy. The housing market is really crazy. There is more supply than there is demand, but it's crazy enough that still the rent is up there. And maybe I can do a separate video on this, but that's one thing to just note and to look into before you move here. But if you are coming here to visit, there is just so many options of hotels, because this is a very touristy country, and there's a lot of competition between hotels. It just opens up options for individuals. You can get, even the 3 stars here are really good. They're 5-star standard in other countries. So you can pretty much get a hotel within your budget, but Airbnb is really pricey here, which is kind of vice versa with most countries, where you'd rather go for an Airbnb which is within your budget. When it comes to Dubai, it's usually cheaper to just stay in a hotel than it is to get an Airbnb. Airbnbs are really, really, really expensive. So if you have any questions, just put them in the comment section, and feel free to ask anything about Dubai.